Good morning, everybody. This is Vince with Listings to Leads. I think we better get started here. Let me ask a question. I recognize some of the names. I don't recognize all the names, but who here is using the system to get listings and who's had any experience? This class is top tools to get more listings, but I just want to know, are you new? Have you been focused on buyers? You've been using this at all to get listings? And as I wait for the answer there, I want to point out that in the GoToMeeting chat panel is a handout called Top Tools. Excuse me. And that handout is actually a really great reference for what you should be doing to get more listings. And we'll come back to this throughout the call. Okay, use system, but not one lead lately. Anna, what are you doing? I have not been interested in learning. I'm using it for listings. Sam, when you say you're using it for listings, are you marketing your listings or are you using it to get more listings? Are you using our system to get more lists? You can do both with our platform here, everybody. You can, let's see here. Oh, what happened there? Yikes. Sorry, I'm just trying to stop being disturbed here. Okay, so Sam's using it to get more listings. Yeah. This is a really good cheat sheet, the top tools for get listings. You can download it there in the handout section of the GoToMeeting panel. And it says mail out the Nearby Homeowner Letter. It says run Facebook ads on properties that are pending, under contracts, and sold. Create home valuation landing pages for each farm area. You probably each have a handful of farm areas. And then run ads on Facebook and Google for home value leads. You can also mail a home sold report, and you can mail postcards, and you can even blast your CRM if you've got the kind of platform that allow you to do that. We have tools that you can blast out and get listing leads. And then we also create some tools for the seller, and you can use that. And then last down here as under advanced, it's upload a homeowner custom audience to Facebook for better targeting. All of these things you should be doing if you want more listings. It's pretty simple. Let's look at a few things here. I get a report, Scott and I get a report every week about the top landing pages that are capturing leads. There are a lot of ways to capture leads, but there are a few here that I think are just relevant. You'll see Assist to Sell pop up here. They are constantly running ads. This one office. And it's a really simple landing page, right? But they've been doing it for years. So I'm guessing that they're getting some good results, and they're also putting in a decent budget to get that. Claudia is doing the same thing, running an ad and using from Woodbridge, Virginia, nice background picture there to get out there. And I'm sure you know this, but good photography, it just slows down our eye. We'll look and then we'll read your value prop and kind of go from there. Alex, I don't know Alex, but let's look at what he's doing. Oh, Long Beach. One thing that I just to point out, this is a shaded photo. And when you're on the editor, you can unshade it. And I think Long Beach would look a lot nicer, not shaded. And let's go look at, and notice these numbers here. So they've generated 40 listing leads in 30 days, 39 listing days in 30 days, and then 15 and 14. Let's go look here. And this one, this is actually, so he hasn't even, oh yeah, he has customized it. And that's pretty cool. We got a video in the back running there. And that can be really cool too, because it just holds our attention. Sam was saying, I have three Facebook accounts and close to 2,000 followers. Why would I spend money on Facebook ads where I could target my audience for free? That's a great question. So Sam is saying he's got 3 Facebook accounts, he or she, 2,000 followers. So why would I spend money on Facebook ads where I can target my free audience? Now, that is an awesome question. Got 2,000 people that follow them. Why spend any money at all, right? Just plop that up there. And you would think about 2,000 people are going to see that. And that might have been true. I think it was true before Facebook became a publicly traded company. And when Facebook became a publicly traded company, they had to prop up their stock. And where do you think they prop up their stock? From ads. That's basically it. And so back in the day, when Facebook was not publicly traded, and our company's been around longer than Facebook ad platform. So as soon as Facebook launched the ad platform, we started to look into it, see if we could apply it for our clients. Um, Back in the day, they were telling all these companies like, hey, go create a business page on Facebook and go add people to it. And you can talk to your clients, right? Here's Carfax here, right? So that would make kind of sense that, oh, okay, I'm going to do that. And you may not have noticed, but a lot of the nation's top Fortune 500 companies have like dedicated staff to build that business page and get followers and just put whatever they're talking about on that page. And it would reach that until the day that the company went public and they said, okay, no more of that. We're going to dial that down. And if you want to post something, and I'm going to show you our listings to leads listing business page. And this is a bit of an aside, but this is our business page. And I think we have 13,000 people following it. It doesn't matter where you are or how many people follow it. Whatever you post on your page, only 5% of your people will see it. Okay. So when we have, I think this is our ad page. So we actually have a different one that's straight up our business. Let's see if I can find that. And so if we have 15,000 people, 13,000 people following us, our business page, you would think that when we post something, 13,000 people are going to see it. And you can actually see it when you go look at your business page and you look at all your great posts and you're like, oh, okay, cool. I posted something, I shared it, but only a few people saw it. And that's because Facebook has just turned the dial. They just said, oh no, if you want that kind of reach, you got to pay us. You can't, we're not giving it to you anymore. And that's a bummer. And that, Sam, is why you want to be paying for this. And let's see here, CD Richie asking when are our next classes. Go to leadgenwebinars.com. And so when you run an ad, here are our classes. Today is Monday, and you can see our class today, and you can see the one happening on Thursday and the next Monday. And so if you're out there and you're just posting it to Facebook, turn that dial back years ago, and you're not reaching those 2,000 people. You're not even, yeah. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see some questions, and we'll get down to business here. We do need to be talking about that. Yeah, what days? Yeah, need times two. Yeah, these are the live classes here. TikTok is now live. Biggest thing. How about doing free? Yeah, TikTok is cool. And we look at it and you know what was cool like a few years ago? Snapchat. And it's not really, I don't know if you were talking about Snapchat a while ago, but what we do here at Listings to Leads is we see everything that's changing. We're pretty vigilant on the internet. And if we can apply it to our business and really help people capture leads, we're going to be doing it. So for instance, we've had Instagram for years, but honestly, I don't see Instagram changing the shape of our client's business. And we just haven't not cracked TikTok. We're working on some things. There are some tools there. I don't see it where we can get leads from it. If you're successful in that, awesome. Keep going. For us, we have to scale it for thousands of agents to make use of it and get success from it, not just create something and have it be irritating. So what we're going to talk about today are the things that actually work to help people get listings right now. Landing pages are the first place to start, right? Here's a Cleveland landing page. You can understand that. I'll show you how to use the landing page once you create it. We'll even go look at it. Here's Long Beach. So these are some of the top landing pages in the past 30 days. Virginia. These guys, I think, are in Florida. Yeah. And then let's go look here. This isn't Cyprus, which I don't really know where Cyprus is, but Texas, that's right. This guy's doing pretty well as well. So I can't remember the number of leads. So I was looking at it this morning, and you can actually put a video, as you can see right here in the back, and that can be really useful in some cases. So having video works. Running ads consistently is a big deal. Let's go look over here. This is our client review website. I'm going to skip that for now, but this right here is the Nearby Homeowner Letter. And so when I mentioned go download the page of the handout in this call, and I said use the Nearby Homeowner Letter, it's number one, not because it generates hundreds of leads. It's number one because these leads that you capture from this page convert the fastest into listings than any other tool that we create. And I'm going to be talking about this for a little bit, but I definitely recommend that if you want more listings, that you find this. It's on the listings page and you get it into your market at least twice a month. Now, a lot of our clients do it actually twice per listing. Okay. They market it, they get it out when it's just listed, and then they use this. They use the same list. They just flick it to sold, and then they market out the letter again. So anytime you're advertising a property that's early stage, like just listed or open house or coming soon, the call to actions are to get buyers. But when you flick to pending or sold or under contract, the call to actions are to get more listings. This is our mastermind group, and I'm going to show you, that is scary. I got a lot of scary stuff here. So I want to point out one of our clients who is recently using the top tool for more listings. And her name is Pat Motley. And Pat has been a client of ours for close to 10 years now. And so what she's doing, it's interesting how we create tools and our clients still think of innovative ways to use them. And she's in our mastermind group saying, hey, this is what I'm doing with your Nearby Homeowner Letter. And I want to show it to you because it's actually really smart and gets to the point, the real core of how. Notice that Pat has a little thing here of her mailer. You might want to look at that. But that's driving from the post that she did about a week earlier that says here, where is it? Sorry to drag us through. I should have pulled this up earlier. Let me search a week. Just getting ridiculous. She's taken the Nearby Homeowner Letter. There it is. Right here, which is on every one of your listings. As she says, now that the home is sold, I need to get this out. She says, this will be my second mailer. And the first mailer that she put out on this house got her like a number of listing leads. This is a piece of paper that we designed, and she actually puts more information in it. She customized it. You can see she's got some text up top. She's got some data points at the bottom, which is really makes relevant kind of a short synopsis of the market. And it says, I sold that home, and that's going to affect your home value. Go to patmotley.freehomevalues.com. That is the gist of what it is. It's a simple letter. I showed you one from a client who I was talking to this morning. This is the default way. It's very short and sweet because my opinion is people can barely read anymore. They are glancing and making split-second decisions. And this paper has to tell you that home is for sale, can affect your home value. Go there and get that, right? You can customize it just like Pat did. Pat did something else that's super cool. She printed the back, and I had mentioned that. Let's see here if we can make this. Man, there it is. She prints the back, and then she folds it without putting it in an envelope. There it is. And she even handwrites the address. Why would somebody do that? Why would somebody handwrite the address? We get a lot of junk mail, and she knows that if it's handwritten, there's more likelihood of somebody opening it. And also when you're looking at the letter, there's no envelope on it. So you can tell, hey, there's really valuable information right up in front, right in front of this thing. Pat goes through those steps because she says the mailer resulted in 4 owners calling me for home value when she mailed it out the first time for that property. And I can tell you this, I was surprised because she really spelled out, this is what I did. I put in 4 hours time to do this. That's a lot of work. But if she's pulling high quality listing leads, where are you getting high quality listing, right? That is the number one tool. And I'm going to show you one more story about that, and then we'll go find it. go chat a little bit about it, but we'll get into it. You can always use that magnifying glass and look up Pat's story. She even put the back of what she's printing on the back so that you can use that and you can print up your own and you can flip it around and do it and print it on the back and mail it just the same way she did. Did that work? Yeah. So here's Chris a couple summers ago. It was actually the first COVID summer. You remember when like the world was like in a freaky state and real estate was super wobbly? This guy moves his wife and children to San Antonio, Texas, and has a license, moves into a real estate brokerage, starts borrowing listings and starts mailing out that letter every 2 weeks. Now, if you read in the comments here, you'll see he tells you exactly what I'm telling you. He mailed it, he would borrow the listings, he'd mail it out every 2 weeks to a list of homeowners that had more than 5 years equity. Okay. And he was doing these videos too, which are pretty good. And, but he would mail this same group of homeowners in his neighborhood. You can see this area. He moved into this super cool area with his family. Oh, I want to have this area. I want this neighborhood. I want to be the guy that dominates this area. So he buys that list from Remind. He starts mailing a letter like this out every 2 weeks. And he comes in, he says, hey, I got 5 listings in 3 months in the dead COVID summer. Super cool. That guy becomes a top listing agent in that office. He also starts his own office a couple of years later. And the very first thing he does is says, hey, here's how I customize listings to lead landing pages to get more listings. So these are the 5 tips he's telling. I'm not telling you these tips. He's telling the people because now he's using us to recruit. So I definitely recommend checking out what Chris is saying, but let's just get back into the system and talk about where all this stuff lives. So if you don't have your own listing, you can actually borrow a listing and we're still going to create this tool for you. And if you're somebody doing an open house for another agent, for instance, I recommend you pull that open house into your account and you get that Nearby Homeowner Letter and either mail it or go do some door knocking because it's the most effective tool that we create. So here, I click on market listing. So any listing that you've got, whether it's coming soon or open house or pending, there's always going to be a Nearby Homeowner right here. And if we download it, it's going to look like that tool that I just showed, right? That single piece of paper. And I'm just going to point out, this is not algorithm. This is not artificial intelligence or not even really cloud computing. It's just common sense. I'm selling a home in your area. It's going to affect the value of your home, right? Really simple, really short, sweet. You can customize this text up here in blue. You can customize any of this right here. I think you want to keep it the shorter, the better. But you saw Pat put some data points of, hey, here's how many homes are selling, just giving you a bit of a sneak peek of the overall market. And that's why that letter works so well for a lot of our clients will try to get something like this into their market, like Chris Winstead, every 2 weeks, right? Others will just say, hey, as soon as I have something just listed, I'm mailing it. And then again, when it's just sold, I'm going to mail it. And you saw all that machinations that Pat was going through. And clearly she says she does put 4 hours of work into it. And that's awesome. And I'm positive she's getting return on that time because she wouldn't do it if she didn't. She'd been a client of ours for 10 years now. And we know that this tool was so powerful that we went out and found a partner called Express Copy. They're a printing company here in the US. And if you have an account, you can connect it. And then there's a little green button that shows up. And you can say, let's just wait for it to pop up and I'll show you what it's going to say. Get mailing list. Okay. What does that mean? It's like circle prospecting. You could say, hey, I want to do a 1 mile radius or a 2 mile radius, and I want to just target homeowners with more than 6 years equity. And I want 100 or I want 150 or 200, whatever. Submit. So what took Pat 4 hours, I don't know, it might take you 60 seconds. I don't know about the ROI, right? Her custom envelope thing is pretty smart. But if you don't have a lot of time, this is a great way to get our number one tool out into the market. Okay. You do need an account with Express Copy. They are not a perfect company. They're going to make mistakes too, but they get the job done. You can even print out our postcards and door hangers. So you might be familiar with postcards and door hangers. Just like everything else, on the front is going to be a URL to go find out about that property. And on the back is going to be a URL telling you that's going to affect your home value. A lot of it's crazy, but if you're from any of the top brokerages or even a smaller brokerage, there are no call to actions on your print. Hopefully there's some great photograph of you and your phone number, but I don't know if you know this, people are not really too interested in calling realtors all day long. They are definitely interested in getting more information. And that's what we're leaning on. We're giving them links to go find out this or that, or their home value, or more information on an open house. That's why the system works so well. Okay. So there's postcards. I look at postcards before they even get in my house. So they don't really even get in my house. Here's a door hanger if you like that too. Again, one URL at the top, different one at the bottom. Nearby Homeowner Letter is really the tool that you want to start to figure out. Now, if you have a CRM that's going to allow you to do email blasts out of it, you can copy the code for this letter here, which has a big picture and says, hey, we got a home for sale. Click on that link, click on that picture, go become a buyer lead. And just like the print letter, when that home is sold, it's going to affect your home value. So go here and get your free home value. Okay. So that's why a lot of our clients say, hey, every time I market a listing, one listing with your platform, I get more listing. Now, what they're doing is they're doing a handful of steps here. Some of the tools I'm showing you, but also running Facebook ads. And they're doing it when a home is just listed. They're going through that same handful of steps when a home is just maybe an open house. And then certainly when it's sold. And on these letters, if you're sending them out multiple times and you're doing the other tools, they're just sold advertising and stuff. It's just designed to get listing. A lot of realtors, the norm is put the listing in the MLS and let agents bring buyers to me. And that's the normal way. And that's super cool. If you want to grow your business and double it or triple it, like many of our clients have, then you're a little more aggressive in your marketing and you're leveraging every asset you've got to grow your business. And if you're using our platform, it's going to help you do that simply. So that's the listing marketing side of things. Let's jump over to the landing page section, because that's really where it all starts. A lot of landing pages. When you sign up, you get 3 landing pages right off the bat. You get free home value, you get down payment assistance, and you get new construction. I definitely recommend that you click edit. And if this, let's just wait for the page to come up. If this page doesn't look like your neighborhood, then I would definitely get that picture out of there and just click on image here and upload an image that looks like yours. Remember when we started the call and I showed you all these cool videos and images of different areas? Those are clients who took a couple minutes and customized their core landing page to work like their stuff. We were looking at one of Long Beach, but we have a lot of clients in Florida, and they're using this default landing page, and it might not be that effective. And it's just so easy to go, hey, let's just get a beachfront picture of Fort Lauderdale or whatever and pop it in there. And now when I'm seeing it float around your system, I know you're in my area, and I'm not just signing up and giving you my address on something that could just be a national spam campaign. So when we go here, there's a green button that says create landing page. You want to click that. And what you're after is property valuation plus. Okay. And that's the page that gives instant valuations. And so you just type in the name of your town, whatever town it is that you want to do, and click create landing page. And boom, we're going to create a landing page, and it's going to look like this, right? It's going to have a coffee cup and a nice pen there. But if you're using this page, and let's say you're doing a mailing, or let's say you're doing a Google ad, or you're doing a Facebook ad, people may not know who you are. And again, you have to customize this with something that kind of looks like your area. They may not know that you know their area. And so you want to just take a moment and put a picture that kind of speaks to your area, your neighborhood. And this is super important. I'll tell you, I set up the teams and offices around the country. So when people need a national, partnership or whatever, or they got an office if they want to sign up, I do that. And I remember when I signed Coldwell Banker in Summit, New Jersey. Now, Summit, you may not know, it's about 22,000 people. And I do these rollout calls for the agents so that they understand what they got available to them. And the manager called me about a month after that call and he said, wow, we're getting all kinds of leads. This is awesome. And our number one home valuation landing page is the one with the Summit Diner in the back. And you can see it's like this cold converted railroad car. And you get the greasy bacon and eggs in the morning. It's Summit Diner, Summit, New Jersey. And that's what I'm trying to impress upon you. Make sure when you're asking people, can I have your address and your contact information that you got, and they don't even know who you are. Can you put something on that page that's going to make them think, oh, my area. Okay. We must be kind of neighbor. All right. I'm going to share that information. That's step number one. Okay. Step number two is to click on edit and tools and get in the advanced options. And in advanced options, it says print marketing. And do you remember that I showed you that letter, the Nearby Homeowner Letter? There's a similar one right here that is just a home sold report. It just talks about, hey, here's what's going on. And yeah, we have a postcard here and we have door hangers here. And you can use even express copy to mail that out for you as well. There's also auto posting. So if you want to auto post it to your social media accounts after you've built it, you can do that, right? Different than running an ad, but still it can get out to your social media accounts. Let's look here. Best way to maximize usage of a landing page. Okay. We're going through it. You create a landing page and I just said, you click advanced options and you get the letter and you mail and get people to go to that. Another great way is to run ads. Okay. And so you need your ad software connected. And when we click on ads here, mine's going to look different from yours, especially if you're a brand new client. I'll give it a second to make up here. And when you come to the page the first time, it's going to stay connected to Facebook. And then when you go here, you can create a landing page ad. So you can run an ad on a landing page. And let's just do that. First of all, let's not do the home value one. Let's do new construction. Now, so new construction is designed to get buyers. And just like we customized the property valuation landing page, you can also customize the new construction. And a lot of our clients will go talk to builders and say, hey, I see this development you got coming. Can I get some pictures of the model home and go out and get buyers for you? And usually the answer is yes. In that case, I would recommend that you go customize the page that we give you and just put some photos in there that are going to help you. But let's just say Dallas. There's a lot of new construction in Dallas, and there isn't new construction everywhere. But if you got new homes coming in the market in Dallas and you say, hey, I want to show everybody within 40 miles that we've got this awesome new development coming, you just change that radius. Just in case you don't know this, buyer leads cost about $3 each. So with a $35 ad, you're going to get maybe about 11 leads, right? And you click publish. And that's taking the text that you've had on your landing page, pops it up. It's got the photograph that was on the landing page and it pops it in there and you run an ad. And that's a great thing to do. So that's for buyers. But when you're doing that for sellers, it's another question, especially when we're talking about home value. So I'm going to go here. Here's Concord. And so I created a home valuation landing page for Concord. And I want all of you, if you're distracted or if I'm boring you, try to reel it in here for a minute, because this is a really easy way for realtors to waste their time and money. And that is running a home value ad on Facebook. And let me just tell you how you do it. You say, hey, I built that page for Concord, so I want to hit Concord, in this case, California. Okay, so I got a picture of the local park, and you would recognize this if you're from Concord, right? We put a $50 ad because seller leads cost more than buyer leads. Usually for an ad like this, a home valuation ad, it's like $15 a lead. So you can expect 3 leads this way, right? But let me show you the challenge of running that on Facebook. And to do that, we need to go look at reality, right? A map. This is Concord, California. It's in Contra Costa County. And you can see it here is a red line. Everything I'm circling here, that's Concord. Okay. And actually 5 years ago, you could literally target homeowners in Target, right? You could, in homeowners in Concord. And you could say, I want only people that own a home in that town. Those are the only people I want to see my ad. But you can't do that anymore. You have a minimum 15-mile radius. And now that means everybody in this map and even more are going to see my ad, even though I'm trying to target these little few people that live here. That is the problem with Facebook advertising. Okay. So we can't concentrate too far on this, but I do want to point out on our YouTube channel, and I'll send this to you right now. I go in depth on our last call, right on Facebook and Google ads, custom audiences for better home value. Okay. How do you create a custom audience with just homeowners from Concord? I actually cover it 10 days ago. Let's see if I can find questions here. Question. I'm sending this link to this channel to everybody. It should be blinking in your little GoToMeeting chat thing now. I highly recommend that you are looking at the custom audiences for better home values. It's the second video on this page. Getting started, if you're new to us and you want to know how to turn everything on, that's what Get Started is for and what you can do. And then top tools for more listings, which is what we're doing today. I would definitely check all that out. The point, and this can work, and it's funny, I was just on a call with somebody who's doing something up in Orangevale in Sacramento, and they're like, yeah, I get leads when I do it. But I showed them like, your ads are going all over the place. So you really want to, you got to think of it this way. If you're going to be in this industry in real estate for any good number of years, you want to make sure that you have your business set, right? Like, meaning, do you have the tools to dominate your farm markets? And most of you work in what, 3, 4, 5, 10 different farm markets. If you want to get buyers, it's very easy. You don't have to target that well. You just throw out a big wide net and you're going to get buyer lead. But if you want listings in a particular town, you're going to have to make something that's custom. And it says, do you have an email address for custom audiences on Facebook? Do you have email addresses for custom audience? We don't. But you can look, there's a couple companies. One is called Remind.com, and another one is called RedX. And I think there are some other companies that will sell you those lists of homeowners. And once you get that list, you can just bop over to our section, our ads page, and click create an audience. Let's see here. You gotta let it wait. I jumped the gun. So let's wait here. And we basically make creating an audience in your Facebook account really easy. So what I'm going to show you here, it's when we create the audience, we're just helping you create it easier. You can actually do it inside of Facebook. And frankly, it's not easy at all. But here you could call it Concord Homeowner, right? And you could go buy that list from Remind. It's got to be 1,000 leads deep. We even give you the format. So we're showing you, this is what your spreadsheet needs to look like. And then you upload it and you import it, and it will live in your Facebook account forever. Even if you stop working with us, it's going to be there, and you can always target those people. And you always want to target those people, because if that's going to be your target, that's where you're going to be building your business. You want to be able to target those people, right? Oh, Parvez is asking, is it necessary to have their email addresses? It's not always necessary because they do look at phone number and name as well. So you can try it out. And then I have a list. And yeah, if you don't have the phone number, You just have their name and addresses. I don't know if that will work. I just don't know. There's a lot of, it's a bit of a criticism for Facebook that there's so much data that they have that they know too much about us. So they can find you, but maybe they can't without either a phone number or an email address. And then Bettina's asking, do I have a video on how to set up and use a Google picture, a pixel? Do we need more than one pixel? Bettina, if you go to our YouTube channel, I think you can hit that little magnifying glass there and you can search and ask, or you can ask our support team. I've never touched a pixel. Okay. And 99% of agents have not figured out how to do that. What I am describing though are the tools and the things that our clients are doing that are getting them results. And what I'm trying to tell you is, I don't know if it's moving the needle. That's all I'm trying to tell you. We talked about how to create a Facebook ad. We talked about how to do a landing page and the pitfalls there and that you need a custom audience. Let's talk about creating an ad for a home that is sold. Okay. If I do a home that's sold and I click to leave it on lead ads, I'm going to get leads with name, email, and phone number. And again, this says Folsom is a small part of a town called Sacramento. And I could click, I could just say, yeah, let's target everybody within 15 miles of the Folsom. It's going to overshoot just like that Concord ad. It's going to be really showing people outside of Folsom. Will that affect me? It's actually saying that affects your home value. Click this. And maybe I'd be, okay, yeah, I live next door. Maybe I live 5 miles away from Folsom, but it's telling me I'm going to get my free home. I'm going to respond. Great. It's not that effective. So if you're targeting sellers, I really recommend you get that custom audience created and you keep in front of those people. Now, if I had a list of homeowners and I called it Folsom Homeowners, I could get rid of that location like I did up there, click retarget and type in Folsom Homeowners, right? I don't have a Folsom Homeowners, but you can see here, I've got, I don't know what the heck is. I've got a custom audience. I'm just showing you that custom audience could be called Concord Homeowners, Folsom Homeowners, Fort Lauderdale Homeowners, right? Whatever you want, but that's got to be, those are the people you're targeting for the long range of your business, right? So that's, if you're running ads to get listings on Facebook, I really think you need to do a custom audience. Just so you know, there is a cost per lead on this. And remember, I told you the landing pages cost $15 a lead. So with a $50 ad, you get 3 leads. But these leads, when you're marketing a sold property, those leads cost $7 each. So you can expect around 7 or 8 listing leads if you run an ad for $50. And if we run an ad on a property, and not a lot of you will do this, but I'm just going to tell you anyway. If we run an ad on a property that is pending or under contract, I think it's because a lot of your competition does not run ads like this. Okay. They just don't. Frankly, a lot of agents don't even market their homes when they're sold. But if you can imagine that's true, which that is true. Now, if you're running something under contract or pending, nobody's doing that. And that's what makes the cost per lead on this super cheap, right? And it says the same thing. It's to say this home is pending. It's going to close soon, and that's going to affect your home value. Click here to get your home value. And because you're not competing against anybody, because nobody does this, these seller leads with name, email, and phone number can come in costing $2.50 each. So if we run a $50 ad on a home that's under contract, I will get 20 leads. If I run an ad on a sold home for $50, I'm going to get 7 leads. And if I run an ad on a landing page for what is my home worth in Folsom, I'm going to get 3 leads. Same $50. It's just getting divided a different way because the cost per lead, which is set by Facebook, is different based on what you're doing. Okay. I hope you see that. I think you should do all of this. I think you should be running a home value ad. I would say like maybe once a month, but I would be running sold ads and pending. Oh, you like the link in the bio feature? Yeah. I'll show you that. I'll show you that too. There's a really cool tool called link in the bio. I also want to talk to, before we jump on ads, that there are PDF guides. Okay. You may not know this. I hope you go look in there in your account. When you have your picture and your logo, you'll notice that you've got 40 for buyers and you've got 40 for sellers. And one of the things you can do with that is you can target those same list of homeowners and just say, hey, here's 5 dangers of overpricing. Here's first thing, 12 mistakes to avoid. There's 40 different stories for homeowners. Estate planning. This is a big deal. Living trust, right? If you click on the green button on any of these, you can see that you can run it out on Facebook here. You could share it to your social media account right here. You can even get an e-flyer and blast it out on your CRM here. And there are print flyers and door hangers. All of these options drive to a landing page. So you're going to capture leads anytime somebody wants to download one of these. So if you're looking for homeowners, there are 40 different PDF guides to help you with that. Okay. And we talked about landing pages. We talked about the PDF guides. And we talked about ads. You can definitely run an ad right here and get those out on Facebook and Instagram. Let's go back to the ad section because I want to talk to you about, can we grab a standalone link for the guides? No, if you click on market listing, there is a e-flyer for the database. Or actually it's the landing page. It's a landing page. So let me go back. We don't have a standalone link, and not that I'm aware of. Well, let me answer it a couple ways. This is the link that you want for every guide. Every guide has its own unique link. So if you want to download it, we want the contact information. So Bettina, that's what you want to be thinking of. Now, if I go here and there's a download button, you can actually download this in English or in Spanish. And you can download print flyers to get people. So maybe you want to say, hey, here's 5 dangers of overpricing. You download a couple of these flyers if you're holding an open house, because you know that people are going to be looking at these open houses that actually own homes. So here's something that could be valuable for them. You can download it and you can certainly print these reports out. You're branding on every page and then give them away. We just want to see the leads for it. So if you want, you can print them and just give them away, or you can drive them to a landing page where they can scan it or do something. And now we get their contact. So we were talking about ads, and we can run ads there. We can on PDF guides on Facebook. Yeah. But there's another area that we definitely have to think about. And just wait till we get there. I want to remind everybody, I don't think you guys know this, but Facebook is the number 3 website in the country. Okay. This is Facebook. And an American adult spend 40 minutes a day going through this page, just looking at what their friends are doing. Here's my high school friends, right? And here's family and friends and blah, blah, blah. And you end up getting leads, right? You get ads right in front of you. And I don't have any ads here to show you right now, but your ad would show up like right here, right? Here's Freddie Mercury, right? So when you're running an ad, it's actually showing up on that newsfeed in the center of Facebook. So whatever you're doing, it's showing up there. I'm on Facebook because I'm there for 40 minutes a day and I see, oh, you got an open house? Cool. I'm interested. I'll click on that and I capture the lead. But the difference, that's the number 3 website in the country. People are there. Our clients get leads and they're having really good success with those. But when people have a question on the internet, they don't go to Facebook asking for answers. They go to this site right here called Google. It's the number 1 website in the country. 86% of all questions on the internet are asked on this site. So if you want like a steak, or you want a hotel in Miami, or you want to think about how do I sell my home, 86% of the time, people are right here. So if you're going to have a listing business in real estate, you want to have a strategy. that tackles this page. You don't want to leave this off. And I'll tell you this, there are a lot of companies that charge a ton of money to agents for handling Google. And because Google itself to run an ad is just ugly. It is a bear. And here with listings to leads, if I click on create a Google ad, if you want to run a PDF guide, maybe for one of those 40 PDF guides, where we're going to first tell you to sign up and subscribe to our software. This is an add-on in the account, our Google software. It's $30 a month and you get a 30-day free trial. When you click on create an ad and you don't have it, it's going to say sign up for a free trial. It's a really great use of $30. And I'll show you why. If you went to Google to run an ad, it would be such an ugly process. You probably wouldn't do it. But we were talking earlier about the 5 dangers of overpricing. So I'm going to just do that on Google, where I already know that people have questions, right? They ask questions. They don't ask questions on Facebook. So you just target your favorite town, Fort Lauderdale. Is that right? Is that how you spell that? And $50. Now here's the thing, and this freaks a lot of agents out. It's $50 a day for 7 days. So you have an exposure of $350. And this is what happens. If I click publish, the ad's going to look like this, right over here on the right. And just as a reminder, you see these ads here, they look like this. We're showing you, yeah, your ad's going to look like this on the right. That's the preview. Okay. What happens when they click on that link, on that ad? They're going to drop on this link, and you might recognize this. We created a landing page. So if they want to download it right now for free, they got to give you this information. And that's how the Google ad works. You're on the number 1 page on the internet, which is Google, and you're answering somebody's question like, how do I sell a home? It's all driven off the keywords. And somebody types in the words, is your ad responding to that? And you don't need to do this, but just so you know, when we click on advanced options, we have all kinds of keywords in here. Okay. We know from the report that you're clicking on, what keywords we need to have in here. So we make it like super easy. And I don't want to scare you, but if you were doing it yourself, you would have to be writing multiple headlines and multiple descriptions. With our system, you don't need to do that. You just decide what report you want to run and type in the name of the city and hit publish. So let me talk a little bit about this budget, this daily budget. It's $50 a day. And the reason why it's that high is in Dallas, Texas. What do you think a seller lead costs? If you can type the answer in Dallas, Texas today, what do you think Google charges you per lead in Dallas? Let's see if you got any answers. 100. No, it's not 100. It's actually $30. We got a $50 ad and they're charging $30. You're going to get 1 lead per day. You'll have $20 sitting there in your fund. That's how it works. Okay. When we first started, we had it at $10 a day, right? That's because we didn't know what we were doing. And so our clients were using it, and what they didn't realize, and what we didn't realize, is there's no seller lead on Google that's priced at $10. They know these are important, so they charge a lot. Now, I have spoken to a number of clients who use our software, and in Western Pennsylvania, a seller lead costs $22. So if you got a $50 ad, you might get 2 leads a day, right? $22 divided by 50. And I even heard somewhere in the middle of the country, it might've been Salt Lake City. I think it was like $15 a lead, 1-5, right? So you get 3 leads a day. These are expensive, right? They're more expensive than Facebook leads, but we went to Facebook to look at pictures of cats and what our friends are eating, where they're traveling. We went to Google because we needed an answer. And so that's a higher quality lead and it costs more. That is that. I don't know the cost per lead in Los Angeles. I'm going to assume it's right up there around $30. And you can test this out. You might change this to, I would not run an ad on Google for less than 4 days. Okay. Because I don't know if you know this, when you run an ad on Facebook, they review it and then they make it live. They also do that on Google, but Google takes forever. It could take a day or two to run the ad, right? Or to approve the ad. So if you have a 2-day ad, because you're like, hey, you know what? I only want to risk $100. I'm going to do a 2-day ad. They may approve it in 36 hours and your ad runs for 8 hours and you're like, oh, or 12 hours. And you're like, oh, that's not work. The way that you test an ad is you create an ad, you have your budget of $50. I would maybe run an ad for 4 days so that you have a maximum exposure of $20. You should get leads. You should get clicks. The click is driving to the stage here, right? And then the leads come from the stage, which means we email it to you. Okay. That's how it works. So when we talk about, let's go back here. This is how we started the call, this handout that you can download on the GoToMeeting panel. We want to do nearby homeowner letters. We want to run ads on homes that are sold and pending. We want to create that home valuation landing page. And then we want to run ads on Facebook and Google. And then let's just go down to advanced. We might want a custom audience for Facebook for those home value things. You can do a home sold report, which is really in the advanced options of any home valuation page. There are just sold postcards. You can even blast out an e-flyer from the back of these landing pages or from your property. That's always going to say, hey, this home is for sale. And down below, this is going to affect your home value. And the last thing, which I didn't mention, is actually a really useful and free tool. So you can only use this if you are the listing agent. If you're borrowing the listing, you can't use this tool. So let's go here and look at it. And it says, click on market listing. And it says, pick a listing that's sold. So you've got a listing that you should actually do this when the property is just listed. If you're holding an open house, you should send this tool to your agent, to the homeowner again. And then when the home is sold, you should definitely be doing what I'm doing here. So this tool we're actually emailing to. So if you update your properties, you add an open house or you flip it to sold, we're going to send you this tool. It is going to come in an email. And you know how I was saying, we don't think people like to read anymore? Guess what? Agents don't like to either. So they don't actually read the instructions of what we're sending them, but you want to make sure that you are getting this into your business. And I'll explain to you why. So you're sending an email that we're emailing to you. You're forwarding it to your client. You're taking out the instructions that we've given to you. And then you call your client for 5 seconds. You can just leave a voicemail and say, hey, I just sent you a letter, an email. I know you get 100 a day. Please copy what I sent you and put it on Facebook. Now, you want to do this when the property is just listed and then again when it's open house. But you can see here when the home is sold, it's going to say, hey, our home just sold and we want to recommend you at your office for doing a great job. Here's your phone number and email in front of all my friends and family on Facebook to see, right? So it's like a pre-written testimonial. When it's just listed, so say our home's just listed and you from your office are doing this and many other things. So it's just getting your name out there. Now, I don't know what you do for referrals. You might buy those really cool fancy cutlery and leave them behind. We just think that having something like this where your client friends and family and colleagues are looking at it is probably more helpful. And if they log into Facebook and they click on this, it's going to drive them to a page that we automatically created. And because the home is sold, the call to action is going to be telling them, get your free home back. It's just, this is going to automatically pop up, right? Nearby home. And so our clients love this because they get listing leads randomly, not a lot, from people that they didn't even run an ad for. They just It's just a friend or family or colleague of their current clients. And so if that's saying, can I do this as a buyer agent? I, you can do some of these things, but definitely you got to adjust the wording in terms of, yeah, that's it. You just got to adjust the language. I think it's obvious, like some things you don't want to say if you're not helping the homeowner kind of thing, but you can definitely do that. Our clients, for instance, and maybe this is a different question that you're not asking. Let's say you help somebody buy a home. So you know that it's sold. You could actually get the listing in your account and go run an ad on that sold home, right? That you can totally do. Our clients do that, right? Getting this going through the homeowner, that might be a little bit tricky, but you could adjust it and say, hey, you know what? Give this to your client who you just helped buy a home. Say, hey, would you mind putting this on there? So you can wordsmith that, maybe make that work. Anything else? It's 12 o'clock. Let's see. I think that's it. If you haven't downloaded it right now, go over to the handout section of the GoToMeeting chat panel and download this page. And I can't remember if I said it, so I'm just going to repeat myself maybe. On the listings page, there is a tab. Wait, it says listing presentation. It's right here. Now there's a pre-listing packet that you might want, but this one here, I recommend that you go download as soon as you can. And it's like impossible to compete with. I know that you bring value to the table when you're helping somebody sell a home, but this little deal here is about 25 pages long. And it talks about all the things that we're doing automatically and all the things, the kinds of tools that we bring and the multiple ways we do it. And it's not talking about listings to leads. It's talking about what you are bringing to the table. It is really tough to do everything that we do. You can imagine your clients and you barely got your arms around the 1/3 of our platform. So being able to convey it with a document that you can leave behind can be really useful. So definitely get that and download that, have that available. Maybe just as a resource for you to look at for a little while so that you know what you've got. But definitely if you find yourself in a listing presentation, by all means, take that. Well, everybody, that's my story of how to get listings. That what I just told you is working in the market right now. I hope you apply some of this, get it in your business. You're welcome to that. Have a great weekend, everybody. And one last thing I'll tell you, because the holidays are right around the corner. The cost of leads is often determined by the competition in your market. And right around Thanksgiving, there's a good percentage, if not the majority of realtors, just take a nap until spring. And that can be a great opportunity to be running ads because we have seen ads cost drop by 75% in the winter months because all your competition is gone. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about taking that right now. You can build a database at a much lower cost during those holiday months and during the winter. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Thank you, Bettina. Take care, everybody. Get a hold of this letter here, this top tools for more listings, and just apply this. When I talk about it, we talk for an hour, but honestly, to do a lot of these things, it's just minutes. It just does not take that long. So take care, everybody. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.